Hey, it's Tim Bozeman from Tag One, and I just wanted to post a video in response to Michael at Drupal Easy. Thank you for checking out Layout Builder Plus. It looks like we haven't won you over yet, and I can see where you're coming from. Layout Builder Plus is a big departure from how we typically build web pages. Um, but before I kind of talk about our broader vision here, let me just show you my favorite feature of Layout Builder Plus that you may not have seen yet. Um, so whatever the site's subject is, there's always an ideal way to lay out the site's content, but those layouts never come with Drupal core. Like, how could they? Let's use this one for example. Someone, had to go in there and code this fancy three-column layout, but with Layout Builder, we can do it, with a couple of clicks. So let me place a layout block in a new section, and then I'll go into that nested layout and change it to a two column. And then I'll place a media block here. And I'll change this to something more yummy looking. There we go. And then over in the second hand column, I'll put another layout block. And then I'll go inside this double nested layout block and I'll change it to a two column layout. And then this block down here that I'm duplicating has just some fields on the node that are styled. So looks like times. We have a cooking time and a preparation time, and it looks like a number of servings and a difficulty. So duplicated that block, and the difference is this block, all these things are little blocks, but since we nested them in there, we can treat this whole thing as one block and move it around. So we can also duplicate the block, and this kind of becomes a powerful tool. It's Layout Builder Plus is, a block builder in addition to being, page layout manager. Um, but for the broader vision, that's my favorite feature. I mentioned the broader vision earlier. The broader vision is we want like a true WYSIWYG where we edit the the page, as it's rendered. And the problem is it kind of feels bad when you have to go to a form like this to edit it. I wish I could just, switch to another tool and edit it in place. So that's what we're working on now. So I'll go to a non-layout builder page and turn on this toolbar plus, and you can see we have many tools here, of which layout builder is just one of them. We have plans for a really cool styling tool that it's going to be like a user interface for doing all the styles on the page. We haven't started development on that, but you saw we did edit plus a little bit. It's still really early in the development, but I can show you how that works. You just click on things to edit them. And let's make one more edit. You can see that when I make changes, it's auto saved to a temp store. Even though we're not in the layout builder, we don't want millions of revisions every time we tweak something. So we're using a temp store. The edit form is using the temp store. You can see we have unsaved changes, and there's our changes. And when you make changes in this form, it'll auto save to the temp store. There's some buttons for it down here. Um, but you can use the edit form, but you don't really need the edit form because we want to simplify everything to just clicking on the thing you want to edit and changing it. And you might say, well, yeah, quick edit did that too. And I guess where we're different there is we're using an entity form as the backend, and we're showing it as a context panel here. Um, so there's nothing new. Like Layout Builder Plus, we didn't reinvent the wheel. It's just a drop-in user interface for Layout Builder, and all the old things like Layout Builder restrictions, all that stuff still works. Like everything with Edit Plus still works. It's just a form. You want to mess with the form, it's just a form alter. Um, so since we have the entity form that we're using kind of as a context menu, you can do things like change the text format, or if there's empty fields in the form, you just click and add it to the page. So let's show that some more. I just did that, kind of happy with it. So you can remove fields and you can add them back. And so for Layout Builder Plus and Edit Plus, we have this idea of getting things on the page really quickly. And then it's just really easy to put your own stuff in there. And this one, this field, you can see I have not configured it yet. And this is what Drupal spits out for a field by default. So Andre wrote a cool module that fixes that. Wait, is that it? This one. And you can just configure what Drupal is spitting out. So it's pluggable and people can get in there and fix it. And let's do that one more time just to show that that worked. Yay, it's much better generated content. So that's the idea. True WYSIWYG, you don't need to leave the page to edit stuff, or like, I don't know what else you do. Put it in the main menu, or I don't know what else to say. I think that's about it. Let's save it. Popped up in the main menu. So this is pretty rough. It's kind of early in development, at least the Edit Plus part, but I hope you can see what we're going for. Just a tool my mom can use. And we've been focused on performance the whole time, like very minimal Ajax calls. We want to make it to where like, power users can tab from item to item, make it feel like a real form, really quick, good to use. Once we get everything going, I really do hope we can win you over. Thanks for watching.